All right, I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Coralville City Council to order. It is March 11th, 2025. Can I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Vogelzang, Knudsen, Wynn,
Here.
Peterson,
Here.
Goodrich.
Here.
So all council members except Vogelzang and Knudsen are present, as is the mayor, the city clerk, the city attorney, the city administrator, and other staff in the audience. I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So move.
Moved by Wynn. Could I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The agenda is approved. On to our next item. I have a proclamation for Save Soil Day. Whereas Save Soil is a global movement launched by Sangru, uniting world leaders, visionaries, influencers, and citizens of all nations behind a common purpose: to restore and safeguard the world's soil. And whereas Save Soil aims to address the global soil crisis, recognizing that 52% of the world's agricultural soils are already degraded, and by 2050, 90% of the Earth's soil could be degraded. And whereas addressing soil degradation issues would bring solutions for the loss of biodiversity, nutritional deficiencies, food security, water security, climate change, and mass migration. And whereas the proposed solution is advocate for policies across all nations towards soil restoration and aim to increase organic matter in agricultural soil to a minimum of 3 to 6%. And whereas in an effort to raise awareness and activate support from leaders and citizens alike, Sangru was on a 30,000-kilometer journey as a lone motorcyclist covering 27 nations over 100 days since March 21st, 2022. Now, therefore, I, Megan Foster, Mayor of the City of Coralville, do hereby proclaim March 21st, 2025 as Save Soil Day in Coralville, as soil is vital to all life, and urge all citizens to be a part of the Save Soil movement, to support national policies towards soil restoration and aim to raise the organic matter of soil to a minimum of 3 to 6%. Be it further proclaimed that I urge all citizens to participate in creating bright futures for our children and for the future of our planet. Signed on this 11th day of March, 2025, Megan Foster, Mayor. Okay, and we do have some folks here to receive the proclamation, and I think you have a little presentation, so why don't you hop up to the microphone, and then I think we have somebody to run the slideshow. There you go.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, city staff, and my fellow Iowans. My name is Rami Lode, and I am a volunteer with the nonprofit Conscious Planet. Today I'm here to talk about soil. And I know most of you are wondering, why on earth do we need to save soil, given that we live on a giant mud ball? Well, I had similar thoughts earlier when I first heard about this movement, but later I realized that the experts are talking about cultivable soil. That is, the soil that is suitable to grow food in. If the organic content in soil dies, it essentially turns into sand, and we can't grow food in sand. In 2020, the United Nations estimated that we have roughly 50 to 60 years of agriculture left on this planet. If we continue to maintain the status quo, by 2045, we will be producing 40% less food than what we are producing today, while the global population is estimated to grow from 8 to 9.3 billion people. So that's food production going down and human population going up, not a balanced equation. It is not just about the quantity, but also about the quality. Our grandparents got as much nutrition from one orange as we do today from 8 oranges. This is clearly evident in the rising cases of nutrition and vitamin deficiency, compromising our immune system and impacting our overall well-being. Soil degradation is costing the U.S. an approximate $45 billion annually. The good news is that the soil crisis is reversible, provided we act with a sense of urgency to increase the organic content of soil to a minimum of 3 to 6%. Thank you so much for making the Safe Soil Proclamation here in Coralville today, like many other cities across the U.S., including our neighbor, Iowa City. I humbly request you to use your voice and available platforms to spread awareness about saving our soil, because if the people talk about it, only then will the nation's leaders make policy changes. My fellow Iowans can visit savesoil.org and sign up to be Earth Buddies, and then spend a few minutes to post on social media something they learned from that website using the hashtag savesoil.org. No money or donations are needed. Since last year, we have held several events in our community to raise awareness of the soil crisis and continue to do so. For example, coming up here is a documentary, the educational version we are showing in collaboration with University of Iowa's GPSG Sustainability Group. I'll leave some flyers later also. March 29, 2 to 3 p.m. And next, last year we had the Asian Festival, and we had several wonderful people stop by. One of them looks very familiar. Continue. And yeah, so this is also from Asian Festival. A lot of people stopped by. Then we participated in the July 4th parade. And once again, a lot of people were engaged, and a lot more people are finding out about this movement as we go forward. We ended the year with a handprints campaign to make people aware, especially the next generation. This impacts them much more than us adults. So with that, thank you all. Save soil. Let's make it happen. And go Hawks.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, let's take a quick photo. I remember you talking about the orange at that meeting. I remember that. I remember it. Thank you. Thank you, Blake. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Good to see you.
Okey doke. Next item, community comments. This is a time for community members to speak to us about items that aren't on the agenda or items that are on the agenda but are not subject to a public hearing. Each speaker will have 5 minutes, and we do reserve the right to adjust both the individual speaking time and the overall comment time based on the number of speakers or any accommodations that a speaker might need. So would anyone like to speak to us this evening? Okay, good enough. Let's move on to the next agenda item. We have a public hearing for some bonds. And this would be to finance costs for infrastructure improvements, real estate, and other associated costs for the Highway 6 and Deer Creek road improvements, Forever Green road improvements, the Camp Cardinal Boulevard and Kennedy Parkway improvements as well. All right, so I will open the public hearing on this item. Is there anyone that would like to address us about this? Do we have any written comments?
No written.
Okay, I'll close the public hearing and we'll consider the resolution.
Resolution authorizing one or more loan agreements and providing for the levy of taxes to pay the same. Introduced for adoption by Councilmember Wynn, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Peterson. Do we have any comments or questions on this? Okay, could I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Peterson,
Aye.
Goodrich,
Aye.
Quinn.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, we have an amendment to a financial services agreement. This amendment to the 2012 financial services agreement with Piper Sandler is necessary due to new city projects requiring their services. Could I have the resolution, please?
Resolution approving an amendment to the financial services agreement with Piper Sadler and Company. Introduced by Councilmember Peterson, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Any questions on this item or discussion on this item? There's nobody down at that end. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Goodrich,
Aye.
Quinn,
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, fiscal year 2026 property tax levy. Iowa House File 718 requires a separate meeting for a public hearing on the property tax levy. The public hearing will be held at a Coralville City Council special meeting here at City Hall, 6 p.m. on March 25th, 2025. Can I have the resolution read, please?
Resolution setting the time and place for a public hearing for the purpose of considering the proposed fiscal year 2026 property tax levy for the city's fiscal year 2026 budget. Introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Nguyen. Any questions on this or discussion? You want to give a little background?
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
reminder again that this will be a special meeting, so it starts at 6 o'clock. So this is not part of the 6:30 meeting that will also be held that evening. And this portion is just on the property tax levy. It's an additional public hearing that was required by the legislature 2 years ago. Then the last meeting in April will be for the budget in total. So just to remind people, there's two different topics here, and this meeting is at 6, not our normal 6:30.
Yeah, and the only thing on the agenda
Agenda
is this levy.
Is this levy.
Yes, that's
It
the
has to
only-
be a single item.
Yeah. And again, this is a relatively new step that has been added in our process by the legislature. So nothing too out of the ordinary about it. And really want to make clear that's the only thing that we're going to be talking about at that meeting. Any other questions or comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Quinn.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, we have an automatic and mutual aid 28E agreement. This 28E agreement outlines the responsibilities of association members when requesting aid from other members of the association. And this is an update to the current agreement, just to update some of the language around firefighting practices, other outdated language, and update the association membership departments. So could I have the resolution read, please?
Resolution approving an automatic and mutual aid 28E agreement for fire protection, rescue, and emergency medical services in and surrounding Johnson County, Iowa. Introduced for adoption by Councilmember Nguyen, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Peterson. Any questions or discussion on this item? Okay. Can I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Peterson.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, lease addendum. This will extend the lease with IMON for the 12th Avenue Connections Hub until May 15th, 2034, with the option of continuing the lease after the new end date. Could I have the resolution read, please?
Resolution approving lease addendum with I'm On Communications LLC. Introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Nguyen. Could you give a little background on this? Because I know that we had this, was this part of the fiber build out? Just a little background.
So just north of 12th Avenue and Holly Road, the mini roundabout, on the right side as you go north, there are some buildings there. And there's a water building there. And Imon added Scott's here.
Oh.
I'll let him explain what
Yeah,
it is.
you can't, perfect
I
timing.
didn't see him right away, so
Perfect timing.
We'll let Scott explain it.
Sorry
Yes.
about that.
Oh, no,
I was in my
no.
office and-
I thought some background information might be helpful
Yeah,
about the
it's-
IMON.
The 12th Avenue Hub
Yes.
lease extension?
Correct,
Okay.
yes.
Yes, so, yes, back in 2021, we agreed to a lease part of that property so that IMON could build a hub, a communication hub, as part of their first steps in building out fiber throughout Coralville. And so that had a lease rate attached to it of $0 for the first 7 years, in exchange for doing other work elsewhere for the city. But during that build-out process, we had the opportunity to have them do more work. including a couple of difficult bores, including going under Interstate 80 at 12th Avenue. So we assigned dollar values to that additional work and determined that basically they ended up doing equivalent of $28,000 plus or minus above what we had agreed to back in 2021. And we didn't see a really good opportunity for us to find a way to do additional work for them to balance that out. So the recommendation is to just extend that lease for that additional time period. And then after that extension, it would go back to the original $5,000 annual lease rate.
Nice.
So,
Okay, good.
and this additional work are empty conduits now that will eventually serve our overall fiber network throughout the city. So,
Okay, great. Any other questions for Scott? Sounds good. Thank you so much for providing that explanation. Okay. Could I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Peterson?
Aye.
Goodrich?
Aye.
Quinn?
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, First Amendment to License Agreement, and this will extend the license agreement for Catch Boutique in the Iowa River Landing from July 31st, 2025 to July 31st, 2026. Could I have the resolution, please?
Resolution approving First Amendment to license agreement with Default Corporation DBA Catchpole Boutique, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Peterson, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Any questions or comments on this item? Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Goodrich?
Aye.
Quinn?
Aye.
Peterson?
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, Gas and Electric Franchise Fees Revenue Purpose Statement. A revenue purpose statement and public hearing are required to raise the franchise fees on gas and electrical facilities sold by Mid-American Energy Company and Lynn County REC from 1% to 2%. And the public hearing for this item will be on March 25th, 2025. Could I have the resolution read, please?
Resolution setting a public hearing on the proposed revenue purpose statement for raising the franchise fee on electric and gas utilities collected from the Mid-American Energy Company and Lynn County Rural Electric Cooperative, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Wynn. Any questions, or do you want to provide a little background?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
anytime you implement or raise a franchise fee, the Iowa Code lays out the purposes you could use that for. Purposes that are in the resolution are the exact ones that are laid out in the code, so you have the choice to use them for all those types of expenses in the future. So what we're doing here is get a public hearing on that to raise it to from 1% to 2%. And then after that, we'll start the process of amending the franchise ordinances to implement the 1% to 2% franchise fee increase. But you have to do this step first.
Okay. Thank you for that. Any comments or any other questions?
Would you mind just reading some of the purposes?
Sure.
Just for
I got it.
everyone's
Let me pull it up here.
interest to know.
So we have basically, you can use it on repair, restoration, replacement of public improvements and publicly owned property, disaster relief, energy conservation measures for low-income homeowners, public safety and equipment for public safety, public improvements for public utilities, transit systems, and property tax abatements and economic development activities and projects. It's pretty much runs the gamut.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's another source of revenue, essentially.
Correct.
Yeah, yep. Okay, any other questions or comments?
I guess my one question is, I see we're going from 1% to 2%. Is this like the first time? How long has it been since we?
I believe 2011 was
Yeah.
when we put the first franchise fee in, so this would be,
Okay.
and by Iowa law, you can go to 5%, so, yeah, I think it's 2011.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Could I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Quinn?
Aye.
Peterson?
Aye.
Goodrich?
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. And finally, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented.
Madam Mayor, I would like to ask council to consider motion to approve the consent calendar as presented, A to double E.
Moved by Nguyen, could I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Peterson. Could I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Peterson,
Aye.
Goodrich,
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
The consent calendar is approved, all ayes. Okay, it's a long one. All right. City administrators reports.
Yes, Mayor. As you recall, the mayor, several city council members, and myself went to the Iowa legislature last week as part of the Iowa League of Cities and Greater IC's legislative events. On Monday, I got a list from Tom Cope, our legislative liaison, that listed all of the bills that made it through the funnel, and I'll send that out to all of you. But there were 42 different bills that had some impact on cities, most of them obviously not favorable. There were a couple at the end of the list. So I'll just forward those out to you. And then we also received a copy of the property tax bill, which is 52 pages long, and Kevin and I will be having a call with Tom tomorrow to review the specifics of what all that means, because there's a lot of confusing language included there.
Yeah, I was reading it today. I couldn't figure out what the heck they were even saying.
So is there, I mean, we've seen other versions.
This, we assume, is the version that they're serious about, because a similar bill was introduced in both the Senate and the House.
Okay.
So, and they were introduced by the chairs of House and Ways and Means Committee of both the Senate and the House, so they assume that this is the one that has kind of been settled upon.
All right.
That's it, Mayor.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for keeping us updated on all of those things. Mayor's report, I don't really have anything tonight. Really enjoyed visiting Des Moines with my colleagues, and yes, there is a lot going on, a lot to stay on top of, so really appreciate everyone's efforts and the league's efforts for sure in helping us stay informed about a lot of this legislation that frankly, it has an extremely negative impact on cities in a multitude of ways. So I would encourage folks to keep your eyes on the bills that are coming out of the legislature. You can go to the website and you can check out not only the bill that we were just talking about, but several others as well. All right, and that's all I have. City attorney's report.
Well, you notice that I pick short meetings, so I'll have nothing to say.
I have nothing.
Okay, excellent. Committee and council members' reports. We'll just start with Councilmember Goodrich.
Thank you. Really exciting to have the NCAA have their women's wrestling event this weekend, and our people at the arena did a wonderful job of hosting, and I look forward to many more times like that. Also, just want to remind people that Disney on Ice will be here this weekend, and you can get tickets at Disney.com, and it's at the arena. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilmember Peterson.
I don't have a whole lot. I mean, this is a really fast meeting, so that's awesome.
Got to get on the road.
Yeah, and the only thing is, yes, I really enjoyed time in Des Moines. There is a lot of, I'll just say, interesting things going on. It would be, you'd be remiss to try to remember all the bills that affect the cities, right? I mean, just like, Kelly said, there's 42 bills that affect us that made it through funnel week. So you can imagine what was in front of that. But yeah, so I really enjoyed it, and thank you for the invitation, and look forward to doing it again sometime.
Awesome. Great. Thank you. And last but not least, Councilmember Nguyen.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Coralville Public Library have a survey out, and they are asking all community members to take the survey to help them provide better service or improve their service. It is live on their website, or there are posters around that have a QR code that you can click on. It's a pretty short survey, so I would encourage everyone to take that survey and help our library improve. With everything that's going on right now that affecting us directly, I would encourage everyone who have a voice to contact our legislator, our elected official, specifically people who vote against your interests. It doesn't matter if they represent our district or some other district, but now is the time to make your voice heard. I know that it can be very intimidating to call up there and not know what to say. And there's a lot of things that coming down all at once that it's pretty hard to keep everything straight. But if you have a cell phone, which most folks have, you can download an app called 5 Calls, and it's pretty simple. It's, it's have all of the instruction on there. It will give you action item every day, whether it's from the federal level or the state level, and it's even come with a script. You can just insert your name on there, let them know your opinion regarding the bill that come out and how they vote, because we, the people, are the power, and we need to push back when elected officials do not do the job that we ask them to do, which is protecting every single one of us and treating everybody the same, and do what's best for community, not trying to strip civil right, not trying to take away funding, and impacted all of the services that we provide for our citizens. And the only way to change all of that and to assure our safety in the community is for every single person that have a voice to speak up. So please, 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 take 5 minutes out of your day, speak up. If you don't like to talk on the phone, write a letter. There's also effort that have not a form, but I can't think of the
Template?
word. Yes, template, thank you. Have template that you can copy as well. And also pay attention to your local politics as well, because right here is when it have the direct effect on you. And check in on your neighbor, check in on your friend, get to know people that you haven't had a chance to know before. Lean on each other. We are a community, and we need to lean on each other to stay strong. So, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, really great tip. Really important to stay on top, and it's hard to stay on top of everything that's happening. So I really appreciate you sharing that resource with us. Okay, with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Peterson,
Second.
seconded by Goodrich. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.